What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Run It Up podcast. I'm your host, Najee Adams. You know, I got my guy with me today, Jalaal Sandy. How you doing, bro? How you been?
Good, man. Good. Trying
Are
to
you in
get
a
back.
new location?
Nah, just a new angle.
There we go.
I'm using Desk's little office desk or whatever. I got some
There we
visitors
go.
this week, so I can't be in the living room.
Mm-hmm.
So
I respect it.
right
I respect it.
back in the guest room.
Let me get my little right. Try and angle it right. There we go. In the middle. No, I need a little bit actually this way. There you go. For
Yeah,
the
this is
people
the first
listening
time
on the
actually
video.
using it. My first time using an actual real desk.
Yeah, yeah, I use it. That's too.
I use them damn cookout tables that you fold up when you finish with them. First time I used the desk.
I have a standing desk, but that like raises and lowers, but I never put it on the standing setting. I'm a sitting kind of man. So, yeah, welcome to the Run It Up podcast. Make sure you subscribe on pretty much everywhere the podcasts are. Apple, Spotify, anywhere you listen to your podcast, we're probably on there. Leave a 5-star rating and review. You can find us on Twitter at the Run It Up Pod, on TikTok at the Run It Up Podcast. Posting on TikTok pretty regularly now, so go check out the clips and all that good stuff. And yeah, tell your friends, tell your family. You can find me on Twitter at _Jalaal, JSandy45. Before we get into everything, we got to do Song of the Week, though. If you're wondering what we are getting into today, we're going to talk OKC versus Wolves Game 1 thoughts, Knicks Pacers Insane Game 1 thoughts. We're going to talk about who the next USA born MVP will be, since like the last 6 have been international players. And yeah, we're going to talk about if dynasties are dead, because that's been a conversation that's been going along, because we're about to name our 7th different champion in 7 years. And then lastly, we'll end it off with a little bit of Tush Push talk, because it did not get banned. But before we do that, Song of the Week, Jalaal, what you got for me?
Yeah, I got a little R&B for you, sir. It's been a few weeks, I think, since
Okay.
I've given you some. I have used this artist before, but she was featured in another song with another artist. This is her song. It is good old Sasha Keable. I am not a stan, but she is one of them UK R&B neo soul type artists. The song's called "Take Your Time," featuring Mr. Black, 6 Lack himself.
Yeah.
You should go give it a listen. I feel like you would fuck with that song.
I gotta listen to it. I have never listened to who you say, Sasha Keable.
Yeah, she's a soulful white woman.
Very nice. Yeah, we love those over here.
She's like that. She's like
that. Yeah. I'm down to listen to it. I usually give them like the songs that we can listen as I like put them in the description. So I'll probably listen to this one as I do that.
I give anything that's been asked lately. I can give you anything. You was like,
Nah. Usually, even when Justice and Khalil were giving them, you guys rarely give ass songs. It might not be like my cup of tea. Like I might not add it to my library because like I like a very specific kind of song, but like it's not ass though. You know, like I recognize art.
Giving ass. Paul.
No, I was giving heat. I was giving heat. Every
Wisdom.
song. Actually, speaking of Hurricane Wisdom, he's actually my song of the week again. It is from a very old album though. You know how when you like find an artist that you just got put onto and you go back and like listen to all the old stuff.
Listen to their old stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So I've been doing that with Hurricane Wisdom. This is a song from 2021. It's called Chronicles of Havana. It's a great song. Great song. I hope you guys go check it out. If you don't, it's okay.
You know who he actually reminds me of? I don't remember the guy's name, but you used to listen to him too. And he has a song that I like. He looks like a child, bro. Like he's
What's
like
his most popular song?
I don't know, but damn, I can't remember. But he's a New York artist.
Lil Tecca?
He's no, it's not Tecca. I know Tecca.
Oh,
he's like a low key. He's like a TJ Prodigy kind of sort of. Like he sounds like how somebody that listened to Lil TJ would sound. Like off that type of influence. I cannot remember his name. He's like some light-skinned dude. Very
Jay Guapo?
No. Damn, I don't remember his name.
Damn, now I'm pissed. Now
I gotta know it. Hold on. I'm gonna look up the lyrics because I know the words to the song. Hold up.
Yeah, look up the lyrics. In the meantime, before we get into the sports talk, there's a lot of good TV on nowadays. And so me and Jalal are just gonna kind of give some show suggestions, talk about what we've been watching lately, and just kind of give our thoughts on like, because like I do feel like this era of TV is kind of like there's bangers all over the place.
Elite. So elite.
Elite era of television, and there's so much to watch, so many different streaming platforms. So we'll just kind of talk through a couple of the shows that we've been watching. I can kick it off. Me and Christy just recently finished a show on Netflix called The Four Seasons. It's like based on an old movie that I had never seen before, but it's like a comedy drama, not a drama. It's a comedy sitcom kind of thing. It's on Netflix. It stars Tina Fey, Coleman Domingo, Steve Carell. So it's a banger cast, to be honest. And it's a good show. It's 8 episodes. I think they're like 35 minutes each. Only one season. They just got renewed for season 2. It's basically about a group of like old school friends that have been friends for like a very long time. And it's like 4 different couples, 1 or 3 different couples. And one of them gets divorced, and kind of like what happens to a friend group that's been together for so long when one of the couples is no longer there. And it's fire. I think they do the like, they depict a long-standing friendship really well, which is like, I love shit like that. Like, even though these people probably, like, these actors probably aren't the greatest of friends, like they make it feel like, damn, we've been cool for 40 years. So like that type of shit is fire. And it's overall just a pretty good show. It's like mindless. Like we literally finished it in like 3 days. The twist at the end is pretty crazy. Was not expecting it, but like it's a good show, and I'm glad they got a little season 2. So, what you been watching lately? And did you find out who the artist was?
I did find it. It's Stunna Gambino. I don't know why I couldn't remember.
Gambino. I do rock with him.
The song that I like that he made is old, but it's called Demons, and that song is fire. That song. I
got a bunch of Stunna Gambino songs in my life.
I don't really like his music like that, but that song. But I was typing in. I typed in. I ain't thinking about no heater, and Google was like, "Huh." So I had to keep typing the words.
I got 6 singles at least.
He's sick. Yeah, he's sick. What have I been watching? I just finished
off the album.
Yeah, you're nuts. I can't listen to that. I watched 3 seasons of White Lotus for the last like month. So I was pretty late on that. That show was fantastic.
I'm not a White Lotus head.
It's 3 seasons. Every season is different. Every season has a different cast of characters. The same premise, but like every season, something like something bad's gonna happen. It's like
isn't it like a murder?
Premise. It turns into a murder mystery, but it's kind of like the premise is basically like privileged people go to these fancy resorts and hotels, and it's wild because everybody that's a character doesn't really interact with each other. Like people come as a family. Like you got 3 different groups that come as a family. They may cross paths, but usually they never really interact with each other. Maybe 2 people interact with each other and be like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" and then keep it pushing. But there's so many decisions that go into like the final 2-3 episodes. I would give that show like an 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. That's one of the best shows on television right now. Even though the 3rd season is a little the first 2 are absolutely excellent. And then just finished watching The Pit. I've been telling people at work, I've been telling all my friends, y'all have to watch The Pit. It came out in January. It's a new show on Max. I'm not a big medical show guy. I don't really, I'm not the Grey's Anatomy, ER kind of guy. Like my parents used to watch that stuff when I was growing up, but that show is absolutely fantastic, bro. It's 15 episodes. Every episode is an hour. It's an hour of a full ER shift. So you get 15 full hours of one day in an ER. And there's so many different characters. Like you have the senior doctors, you have the residents, the senior residents, the nurses, all different types of patients. And like the place where the hospital where the show takes place, it takes place in one place, just that hospital. People might step outside for like 10 minutes and have a conversation, go right back in. And there's like, how in most medical shows, they speed through like a patient's issue in one episode.
Yeah,
Like you stay with this patient for 3-4 episodes. You kind of find out more about them personally. You find out more about like the employees. It's kind of it's very well written. They already got
I
approved
fuck
for a
with that
second
as a
season,
concept. I fuck with that as a concept. Like
bro.
a season a
I'm
day.
telling you,
That's dope.
it went because I told you about it the other day, and Chrissy was like, "Oh, we gonna watch it." First 10-15 minutes, you're gonna be like, "What in the world?" It's so fast paced. It's like a real ER, bro. Like you got somebody rolling in the gurney, and they're like, "Hey, we got another patient that needs this over here," and like nonstop for 15 episodes. It's fantastic, right?
Yeah, I want to watch it. The Bears also coming back. That you saying fast paced made me think of like hectic. The Bears a super hectic show. If you've never watched
I
it,
gotta watch that.
It's so good though. It's so good. Season 4 comes back in June, so I'm excited for that. But the other thing that I've been watching a lot lately is The Last of Us. Obviously, comes out
Just started
every
watching that
Sunday.
yesterday.
It is some of the best television I have seen. The first season was amazing. I like Pedro Pascal is
10 out of 10, bro.
He's an insane actor. Bella Ramsey, great actor too. This season, though, I'm not gonna spoil what happens. If you play the game, if you watch the first episodes, you know like the big twist. But like, I won't spoil it.
If you play the game, you know.
Yeah, if you play the game, you know. If you watch the first 2 episodes, you know.
I haven't seen it. Like, I'm kind of dreading seeing that because we literally just watched the first episode yesterday because I kind of want to binge it. But I'm like, yo, how graphic are they gonna make it? Like, are they really gonna wild out on them? Like, you know, I'm really interested to see how they do it.
I won't spoil it, but it's even after that, like because it is like a drastic change in the story, and so like to see what the because like if you're playing the game, like you are these characters, so you have a certain level of like empathy or like care for them because you're playing as them, but like you don't necessarily. That's harder to create watching a TV show, but like they do it flawlessly, like the connection between Joel and Ellie, and like just every single and Ellie and Dina and like it when they want you to be afraid, it's fearful. When they want you to care, like it's just so good. The acting in the last episode that I just watched, I think it's episode 7 because episode 8 comes out on Sunday. Episode 7 is some of the greatest TV. Or was it? Is it okay? Whatever the latest,
because I was scrolling to see how far ahead it was. I think it was 6.
It is some of the greatest television I've watched in the last 10 years. I won't say it's one of my best favorite shows ever.
Though.
It is, bro. Would you
say that it's the best episode of the series? Because the first season,
if it's the best episode of the series. The Bill and Frank episode, that episode is a banger.
Yeah.
That's a banger of an episode.
The one with the 2 brothers.
Yeah. Not the 2 brothers. It's the 2 brothers one is crazy too. The 2 black kids. But I'm talking about the 2 gay guys.
Friend, his friend
spend that. Yeah. They spend like that whole day. They go through their whole lives together, and then they like die at the end. That whole episode is crazy. It's probably a top 2 episode in the series though. So that the show itself is just immaculate. I won't say it's one of my top 5 shows ever because like most of my top 5 shows ever are finished. But like by the time The Last of Us finishes its series, it might be up there for me. I don't think anything.
I don't think
session, but
that's fair, bro. Max, I can't. Every show that I recommend usually is on Max. Max doesn't miss, and a lot of the time, it's like, bro, like they have a lot of shows on there, but a lot of them just due to the EPs they have and all the properties they own through Warner Brothers, all that type of stuff. But when they have original series that they create, it is absolutely fantastic, bro. Like, they pay so much attention to detail in these shows. Like you look at Netflix. Netflix has so many Netflix original documents. They just dropped a documentary about the manhunt of Osama bin Laden. I'm gonna watch it for sure.
I saw
they have so many original series. They just dropped something about Brett Favre, the untold Brett Favre story. I'll watch that too eventually. But like Max is like, hey, we're not gonna drop something every month, but like every month and a half, every 2 months. We're going to give you a show. It's going to be about 8 episodes to 10 episodes, most likely. And it's going to be a banger most of the time. And I feel bad for the shows that don't make it because the shows that maybe have 1 season, like the Mayor of Easttown, I think the name of the show was
Kingstown. I think Mayor Kingstown, the one with
no, it's that one. No, that's on Paramount. It's with Kate Winslet, I think. I think it's called the mayor, like the mayor as in the British word mayor of Easttown. And it only had one season and people raved about it. I'm like, damn, like see, sometimes you have a great show and it just don't make it. But Max
If you
is
want a
my
low key
favorite
Max,
streaming device.
a low key Max show that is immaculate is Industry. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
I've seen it.
Fucking good. That
I've
show
scrolled
is
past it.
it's elite. It's an elite show. I binged the entire shit. Season 3 just ended like a couple, I want to say like late last year. Season 4 is filming. That show is elite. But yeah, Last of Us, great show. I don't know if it'll crack my top 5 ever, but like it's up there for me.
It's a great show.
It's a great show. What else you been watching?
That's about it, bro. That's about it. I was about to watch something on Disney Plus. I can't remember, but I decided not to because I was trying. Maybe I should give some of them the Disney Plus shows a chance. I was like, nah.
You gotta lock in with Daredevil.
I finished.
Oh, you finished it? Okay, cool.
Oh yeah. Did you watch Penguin?
Yeah, I finished another Max show banger.
I told you that ending was sick, didn't I?
Yeah, ending is very sick. Ending is
sick, bro.
Ending is very
sick. Matt, it's crazy. Is Max is like they've been doing this for 25, almost 30 years, bro. Just straight bangers, bro. The Sopranos, The Wire, Game of Thrones, Oz. I think the name of that show was in the 90s, and then I think I said Game of Thrones, Succession, Entourage, like, bro.
No, Max, the 9 p.m. Sunday slot on Max, that slot got the bangers. I'm telling you.
Booked up, bro. And then they have that. What's that show? Eastworld? Westworld? I think that's also HBO.
Westworld was a Max show.
Yeah, bro. Crazy. Another banger.
People love that show. Yeah, I couldn't get through the first season, but people love that show. But yeah, the only other things I've been watching is The Studio on Apple TV. Really good show. It's like a comedy. Seth Rogen, Catherine Hahn, Catherine O'Hara. It's like basically like Seth. Yeah, like Seth Rogen is like a movie head, like the like the head of a movie studio, and he's like green lighting or like rejecting these movies. There's a bunch of cameos from like real actors, like Anthony Mackie's in it. Someone else is in, I can't remember, but it's a bunch of like high level actor cameos all playing themselves, like giving you what a real movie studios like, and like a lot of it is like filmed in one shot, like there's no cuts, like barely any cuts. Like there's one episode that's straight through one shot, no cuts. It's a pretty crazy elite show. But yeah, I've been watching that. And then
there's a series on Netflix called Adolescence that's like that.
I was just about to say that. Christy's sister, Samantha recommended it to us, and we want to watch it.
I'm gonna watch it. I watched a little snippet today. I was like, oh, that looks interesting.
It's about like brain rot, like toxic masculinity, brain rot. Yeah.
I did watch a couple months ago. I did watch Cross on Prime Video.
I heard it
like that. So they made the book Alex Cross was written, and then they made a movie, and Tyler Perry was in it, and shit was ass. So they decided to remake it. And it's actually really good. Aldous Hodge is the main character, plays Alex Cross, and it's like a murder mystery. Also like racial tension because it takes place in DC. So like he's a cop, and you know the serial killer is killing black people because you know it's DC. That's all that's in DC,
and they're black, yeah.
And they're like, you a cop, but you black, you know.
Yeah,
racial tension. But it's a good show. It's a good show. I would recommend it. And then I told you about From, but you being a little pussy boy. So I don't know.
I can't see that kind of stuff. I can't watch on Prime. I watch straight Invincible. I think that's the only thing I watch on Prime. Invincible and The Boys. Yeah, Invincible and The Boys. Yeah. And Gen V. That's the only show on Prime I watch.
I don't know if I want to, bro. I don't know if I want to. I feel like The Boys gives me enough of that style of
I feel you.
Of a show where like I don't need too much of that. Because they be dragging it, and I'm like, all right, bro. Like I'm not trying to see somebody's guts get dragged across the concrete for 2 hours. I'm gonna tell Chris to get you to watch From. Because I feel like y'all would love that show. If you like suspenseful stuff and like weird mystery stuff, you would enjoy it.
I think we'll watch the Pit pretty soon, to be honest. I think that's probably the next thing. That and Adolescence is the next two on our little list. But yeah, that's what we've been watching. The only other thing I want to watch is the Netflix show Forever. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about it. It's like a black high school teen drama, but like apparently people are saying it's like a great depiction of like black youth and black love and all of that. So like I want to check it out. I just don't know when I'll get to it. But yeah, that's what we've been locked in with.
The hardest decision when like you want downtime, for me at least, it's like, do I want to watch a show? Do I want to chill? Do I want to take a nap?
Once I start a show, it's just so much. It's so hard to like, like once I start a show, it's hard to put it down.
Like once I come home and I get in my routine, I'm like, let's see, a show, a game, a nap.
Yeah, a lot of options.
Especially for me, because I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, damn, do I really want to nap? Or I want to grind this out till I get tired.
Yeah, I respect it. Diving into basketball talk now. Obviously, OKC Wolves game 1. I believe they're playing game 2 as we speak.
They about to tip off in about 8 minutes.
Yeah, so game 2 will probably be. You'll listen to this on Friday, so game 2 will be over. So Wolves might have tied the series, or it might be 2-0 heading back to Minnesota. But OKC Wolves game 1. Wolves win. No, Wolves do not win. My bad. Thunder win 114-1-88. What are your thoughts? What were your thoughts? Because it was a pretty tight game. I think the Thunder were down. The Thunder were down at halftime. And then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander remembered how to play basketball. So what did you think of game 1?
Well, it's a little more complicated than that. I think I think the Timberwolves came out with some hot shooting. I think they hit like 4 of their first 5 shots. Julius Randle came out in the first half and was 5 for 6 from 3, which I told someone in my chat, I'm like, if Julius Randle is hitting step back threes and he's not getting into the paint, you just have to live with that. If he's gonna shoot 10 threes and make 8 of them, you have to live with that, bro. Like you cannot allow him to get into the paint. And in the second half, he didn't attempt a single 3-pointer. So I mean, first of all, I think the Timberwolves approach was completely ill-advised, I would say. They took, just so I don't get the number wrong, because I feel like this is the biggest point of that game, they took 51 threes. And they only made 15. So, I mean, if you're going to take 53s to OKC's 21, and you made 15 of 51, and OKC made 11 of 21, that's how you lose, brother. And I get the free throw disparity. And it really wasn't that big. OKC took 26. Minnesota took 21. And the big conversation around this whole game is, oh my God, Shai gets to the line so much. Okay. Shai took 14 free throws. He took 27 shots. And we're going to go look at Ant. Ant only took 13 shots the whole game, and he took 7 free throws. And I saw Kenny talk about this. It's like, and I agree with him 100%. If I drive to the basket 50 times and you foul me on 25 of those drives and you drive to the basket 20 times, of course I'm going to make more free throws than you. But if you get fouled 10 times, the refereeing is not different. It's the same disparity. I'm just more aggressive than you. And that was my whole point. I was low on the Timberwolves all season. And my issue, even though Ant has had a great season, led the league and made threes, career high 3-point percentage, that is all fine and dandy to me. In the playoffs, bro, when the 3-point shot is not working, and honestly, like, I just feel like you got to have a different approach. Shai took 27 shots. Like, sometimes you just got to go out shooting. That's just the name of the game. Like, we've seen Kobe do it. We've seen LeBron do it sometimes. We've seen Steph do it. Sometimes you just got to go down shooting, bro. And your percentages might not be pretty, but it is what it is.
If you win the game, who matters? Who cares?
Exactly. It doesn't matter. I don't care that Shai was 10 for 27. I do not care.
Nobody cares.
Because I know that's not going to happen again.
Yeah.
J-Dub was 7 for 18. No, like, they did not shoot well. Isaiah Hartenstein played really well. Chet played really well. And Alex Caruso's defense was absolutely fantastic on Julius Randle. And I don't know if he made an all-defensive team, but that don't really matter. That all-defensive team release, by the way, was absolute dog shit. How does Bam Adebayo not make an all-defensive team is absurd to me. Absurd. If you name the 10 best defenders in the league right now, you couldn't make that list without naming Bam or Alex Caruso.
They had
J-Dub
Kamara or whatever.
No, he's top 10.
He's nice. Yeah,
Kamara is a great defender, bro.
He's nice.
But like Rudy Gobert, we still doing that?
They had Zubac was on it too.
Draymond,
but Zubac was a good defender.
We still doing that? We still doing the Draymond Rudy Gobert?
He was first team too.
On that PR run he did? Anyway.
Our man Thompson got first team. He was my DPOY pick.
Asar got first team.
Yeah. But my thoughts on Wolves Thunder, bro. I just think that I said this whenever we talked about it before. I think the Wolves I think the Thunder are just going to run through the rest of the playoffs, if I'm being honest. I think if they were going to lose, it was going to be the Jokic and the Nuggets. And now that they're not, I think they win this in 5. And I think they beat the Knicks in 5 or the Pacers, whoever it may be. I said Knicks in 7, even after last night. I still think the Knicks probably win. I think they packed the Knicks in 5. Like, I'm looking at the stats, like the Thunder had 15 turnovers. And the Wolves had 0 fast break points. Not a single fast break point. Points in the paint, the Wolves got outscored 54-20. 34 more points in the paint.
That flip that you're referring to all happened in the second half. In the second half, they had I was looking at the wrong column. They had 8 turnovers in the second half to, I want to say, maybe 7 in the first half. Or they had more in the first half, but I guess they converted it to points more in the second half. And that's where the Thunder really thrive, in transition. Like, they remind me of it's not the same way, but like those Heat teams, those Heatle teams, when they turn you over, bro, it's like, don't even don't even go back on defense, bro. You're not gonna stop them.
It's a LeBron a lob. Get back, playing your
like
next
J-Dub in transition. J-Dub in transition, one of the best players. He might be statistically this season. I think he was like top 3 transition scorer this year. Shea, we know, is a mastermind. And then the other guards get out and run. Caruso gets out and run, and he can lead the break. Dort gets out and runs. Chet can run. Harten's like, this is what I was saying last week. They just love to run. And they'll turn you over. They'll pick you up 94 feet. Like, Mike Conley is 30, I want to say 36, 37 years old. Brother, I know by game 3, he's going to be exhausted. It's a lot to keep up with.
They just have the deepest team in basketball, bro. I truly do believe, like, statistics-wise, eye test-wise, this is one of the best this is one of the best teams we've ever seen.
We've seen in a while. Yeah.
It really is. It's one of the best teams we've ever seen. And, like, their starting 5, Chet, great defender. Jalen Williams, great defender. Isaiah Hartenstein, good rim protector. Shea, great defender. Lou Dort, great defender. Alex Caruso off the bench, insane defender. He guarded Jokic 48 hours ago.
In their rotation. Yeah. He put Jokic not in a box, but their game plan on Jokic was smart as hell. Who would you say in their rotation is the worst defender? Isaiah Joe? But Isaiah Joe.
Probably Isaiah Joe, maybe Aaron
Williams, but Cameron Williams don't really play like that.
He just came off the bench and scored 8, hit 3 shots, hit 2 threes.
I'm looking. I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 players because I went J-Dub, Chet, Hartenstein, Lou Dort, Shea, Cason Wallace plays defense. Alex Caruso plays defense. Aaron Wiggins, not a great defender, but he plays defense.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, Alex Caruso guarded Jokic 72 hours before
Jalen Williams, the other Jalen Williams, also plays defense. He didn't even play. No, he didn't even. He was the only player on the team that didn't get no better. That's insane. Yeah,
but
that's nuts.
Alex Caruso went from guarding Jokic to then guarding Ant 94 feet to then switching on to Julius Randle to then guarding Ant again. Like, he is insane. I love Alex Caruso, the basketball player. I just think this Thunder team is just way better than any other team we have standing. As simple as that. And, like, I understand. I personally hate the Shea free throw merchant discourse. I do. I know that he took a lot of free throws in game one. He took 14 free throws in game one, 11 of 14. The same thing you were saying, bro. Like when you look at drives, he averages 20.2 drives per game in the playoffs, the most of any player in the playoffs. When we look at totals per game, like that was per game. Totals, he has 242 total drives. Ant Edwards has 178. And they've played 5 less, and Shea has played 5 more minutes than Ant Edwards. So in 5 more minutes, he has 40 more drives? Like, get to the basket if you want to take more free throws. I'm sorry.
That's my whole point, bro. And we know Ant can get to the basket, so get to the basket. I hate when you know a player can get to the rim and they're playing with the ball, playing with their defender. Sometimes you just got to get to it, man. Like we at the point in the playoffs where games are a little bit longer. Defense don't care about what happened in the regular season. They just focus on stopping you. If Julius Randle's gonna have 30 points and shoot amazing from 3, that's great. However, that's not gonna happen every night. Like you got to have a game where maybe you don't shoot 7 for 10 from 3. Like if I just don't like. I haven't liked his approach all season. Granted, he's been great all season, so I haven't argued against it. But I just feel like in the playoffs, there's a reason why we say like Midi is king. In the playoffs, you got to take advantage of it. Like I would love to see his 3-point attempts come down, and in translation with that, his free throw attempts should go up if you're more aggressive. But I want to give credit to the Thunder as well because their paint defense was great. Like driving to the paint and seeing Hartenstein, and then you swing the ball, move the defense, and now it's Chet. That's tough.
Yeah, bro. I think the Thunder are I said it. I think they're gonna roll. The last thing I'll say on the because Shea won MVP, obviously, and everyone was super pissed because he's a free throw merchant and all that. That's also just not true. Like he ranks 23rd in free throw attempts amongst players who average 30 points per game since 2005. He's 10th in free throw attempts amongst the last 20 MVPs. Over his last 2 playoff runs, he's averaging 8.7 free throws per game. Michael Jordan, who I don't think people think is a free throw merchant, he attempted 9.9 free throws per game in the playoffs. And everyone's going to say, oh, but they played much more physical basketball back then. But like, they were also calling way less fouls. So like, he was attempting 9.9 free throws per game. Shea's at 9.2 per game this postseason run. Michael Jordan had 8 playoff runs attempting more per game. Is Michael Jordan a free throw merchant? No. Like, I think he's not. Like, he averages the most points in the NBA, even when you take out free throws. I just think that like people's problem isn't with Shea. It's with you got to be mad at the way that NBA is officiated, not with Shea. Like you can be mad that they're calling these flops and the throw the head back and you get the call. I get that that's annoying, but that's not Shea's problem. Shea's not playing basketball to get the Ethical Hoops Award. He's playing basketball to win games. Like, and if doing that and if that translates to winning games, that's what he's going to do. And I don't blame him. Have a problem with the way the NBA is officiated, not with Shea, because every player should be doing what he's doing. Jokic does that. Brunson does that. Tatum does
it every 5 minutes.
Giannis does that. Like they all do that.
So every great player has done it. I've seen the first person I remember doing it like constantly was Derrick Rose, and it worked for him. And I saw other guards do it, and then big men started playing. LeBron does it. Like, come on, man! Everybody
does it. Don't be mad. Be mad at the officiating and the way the NBA is officiated nowadays. Don't be mad at Shea because with or without the free throws, he's busting y'all ass. So it don't matter. Like
either be mad at the way the game is officiated, or be mad at the way the game is played.
Yeah, that too.
The Timberwolves took 53 pointers to OKC's 20. You be mad at that.
Like, come on, don't discount the MVP from Shea because I do think he's had one of the better individual seasons we've seen in a while. Scoring record, all NBA first team, all-star, NBA MVP, probably going to be Western Conference Finals MVP, probably going to be Finals MVP, probably going to get a chip. Like, it's damn near a perfect season.
No glaze, bro. That's Michael Jordan shit.
That's damn near the perfect season.
Dead ass leading the league in
68 win
scoring,
team.
winning MVP, 65 plus wins, potentially winning a chip, like, and dominating through your conference as you do that. I don't know. This whole, and it's crazy to me because the whole discourse, the same dudes that hate what Shave's doing was loving it when Harden was doing, and Harden was nastier with it. Like, bro, I remember James Harden. It got so bad that people couldn't guard James Harden in front of him. They had to guard him from the side because if you go in front of him, he's just gonna swoop under and draw the foul. And it's like, that's, to me, that's more so foul grifting than somebody snapping their neck back or catching you on a hook on a jump shot, which is what Brunson and Shea love to do. Like, hey, get your hand out the cookie jar, my boy.
Yeah.
Learn how to play some defense.
If anything, I will say that like Brunson's a grifter, but like him and Shea have the exact same number of drives this season, and Shea has attempted 18 more free throws. So like,
Shea is fantastic at drawing fouls.
Yeah, like he's great at drawing fouls. He's a little bit bigger, so I think you can see the contact more. Like, I just think if anything, Brunson should probably get more free throws, but like it is what it is. That's the small guard thing. You got
to me, like, it reminds me of like watching Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is just great at drawing fouls. He's a physical player, and Shea looks like, you know, like a finesse player. He dribbles through the paint, in and out, between the legs, but like he takes all the hits, and he'll take the contact and get an and one. He made a ridiculous and one the other night. He was falling backwards, just threw it up and it went in. Like, sometimes the basketball guys bless you when
I think
you just
it was on Ant too.
No, I think it was on McDaniels. It was McDaniels.
It was on one of them. One of their top two perimeter defenders.
Yeah. But what would you say the series was? Would you have the series going 5?
I think it's Thunder in 5. Yeah, I think the Wolves take a game in Minnesota, and everyone thinks Ant. I think Ant gets you a game. I do, and I think that like the get you a game thing kind of died a little bit when Brown got swept, but like I think Ant gets you a game. I do. So I think it goes.
I couldn't believe Brown didn't get y'all a game, man.
yeah, like God damn. But I think Ant gets you a game. So I take Thunder in 5. What did you say before the series?
Initially, I think I said Thunder in 6. I have a lot of Nah, I'm gonna stick with it. I'll stick with it.
I respect
that. I do think the Thunder get one in Minnesota, but I don't think it's game 3 or 4. It's probably game 6.
Got you.
But I think they win tonight.
You think Thunder win tonight or Wolves win tonight?
Yeah.
You think Wolves win
I think the Thunder go up 2-0, and then Timberwolves get back home and win 2, and then the Thunder win the last 2.
Got you. Okay. Moving to Knicks Pacers, one of, if not probably the craziest playoff game I've seen in a very long time.
It's been a minute, yeah, bro.
That was one of the craziest games I've seen in a long time. Knicks led by 14 with 2 minutes 45 seconds left to play, and somehow lost the game. Curious for your thoughts on what you saw in Knicks Pacers. We both said Knicks in 7 coming into the series. Do you feel good about that? Would you change the prediction now that you've seen how game 1 went? What were your thoughts? Talk to me.
Nah, I'm not changing my prediction. I said that I had the Pacers winning last night. Didn't expect it to look like that though. I expected the Pacers to come out hot shooting, which they did, but the Knicks were able to keep up with them. The first half was absolutely a shooting montage. Just some of the best shooting you'll ever see. Cat was hitting. I don't think Brunson might have hit 1, but Miles Turner was hitting. Tyrese was hitting.
Back middies.
Yeah, bro. And like, what do you? It's so like, to discuss lopsided comebacks like that is so hard because the Knicks were doing everything right for the first 45 minutes of the game. I felt like they did well on Halliburton for the most part. And then Aaron Nesmith just went absolutely supernova. Like, and I have a tweet here. It was hold on, let me pull it up. Most points in a 5-minute span in the second half of a playoff game since 1996-97 season. I'm just going to give you some of the names on this list because I need you to understand the plethora of player we're talking about here. All right. So the first two players on this list from 2010, Dwayne Wade and Kobe Bryant, are two GOATs.
Yeah.
Love them. D Wade scored 17 in a W. Kobe scored 17 in an L. The next dude, I'm gonna skip a couple. Nate Robinson's actually on here. Nate Robinson from the Chicago days where he was going thick when there was no Derrick Rose. Steph Curry's on here 4 times. James Harden's on here twice. Klay Thompson's on here. Allen Iverson's on here. Who else? Let me see. Jimmy Butler, Paul Pierce, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant. I said Allen Iverson, Kyrie, Ja Morant. None of those players scored more than Aaron Nesmith scored last night in a 5-minute span of second half of a playoff game. Aaron Nesmith had 20 points in 5 minutes. It was honestly, and I'm sitting there like, I'm eating my dinner. I'm laying in bed. I'm like, oh, Nesmith hit one. Oh shit, he hit another one.
I was telling my dad, this is over.
Then he hit a third one. I'm like, Knicks playing, bro. They not serious. Hit a fourth one. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Then he hit the fifth one. I'm like, they might win this game. Then he tied the game up, and I'm like, oh nah.
I thought the Hallie shot was game. I'm not gonna lie. I thought the Hallie shot was game.
Me too. Woke up everybody in my apartment. Everybody on the floor woken up, bro. I was like, that is insane, bro. And then doing the choke shit. But honestly, bro, I thought it was a 3, so I was like, oh, he's elite for that. But shout out to him for being like, I'm probably not gonna do that again because y'all gonna think I'm doing too much, which is fine.
Or farming.
But so I think the Knicks win game 2. I think Brunson played well for the most part, turned the ball over a little bit too much. He had more turnovers than assists, 7 turnovers, 5 assists. But he had 43 points. He was absolutely the best player on the court for most of the game, probably until late fourth quarter. Tyrese was amazing in that same span. Aaron Nesmith was amazing. And I was like kind of trying to figure out what Rick Carlisle was doing. Miles Turner was not on the floor. Cat was absolutely frying Thomas Bryant. I'm like, why is Thomas Bryant in the game like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter? Thomas Bryant is not a playoff basketball player. This is ridiculous. But it worked. Like, I can't argue with it if it worked. They had Obi Toppin and Ben Shepherd out there with 3 minutes to go, and somehow it worked. So listen, shout out Rick Carlisle. That's a championship winning coach. I'm not gonna argue with it. I don't think he's gonna do it again. But from the Knicks side, they just have to execute a little bit better. Josh Hart was not particularly good, and I'm not looking at stats. I just remember what I saw. He was asked for the majority of the fourth quarter and overtime. He was the one giving up all those buckets to Aaron Nesmith, and he was turning the ball over, not hitting shots. Jalen Brunson was uncharacteristically getting the ball knocked out of his hands. I think his legs were a little tired. Cat got hurt, kind of, sort of, got banged up. OG was non-existent to me. Mikhail, non-existent in the second half. I don't know, bro. I think the second half was really like the bench really stepped up in the second half to me. Like, when Brunson's not on the floor, I think that opens up freedom for, I guess, Deuce McBride and Cam Payne had a great first half, hit a few threes, gave them some energy off the bench. The Garden was rocking. I don't really know the format. I just say do whatever you were doing yesterday. Just close out the game. Like, don't. And that's the issue with teams sometimes, I think, and coaches get caught up in we're up 20, like, really just got to keep doing what we're doing. But with 3 minutes left, there's no reason for you to be taking shots with 17, 15, 13 seconds left on the shot clock. You should be running the clock, getting your players some rest on the court, taking your time. And a lot of the times they just keep doing what they're doing, running the same sets. And a lot of times Tom Thibodeau is not doing anything. That last play, I have no idea what that was. I think it was like a clear out for Brunson, but at the same time, like, you got to drop something for him, bro. I get it. He was cooking. He had 43, but drop something, bro. Drop something just in case.
Yeah.
Then it turned into a scramble drill and a cat 3 from damn near the logo that grazed front rim. I didn't like it. I didn't like anything about it. But shout out to the Pacers on some real shit. Shout out to the Pacers for coming back, and Tyrese Halliburton, as much as we want to rag on him, and I said it was hard to evaluate him because of his play style. But when he's playing like that, I can't deny anything. 31-11, I believe. You can double check me if I'm wrong about that.
No, 31-11.
Yeah.
42
Obi
minutes.
Toppin, 42 minutes. Yeah. Obi Toppin was great off the bench. Aaron Nesmith, we talked about. Nembhard was great in overtime. They put him back in. Miles Turner was decent. I thought he played well in the first half. It's just, the Pacers are a great offensive team. And when they get hot, it's hard to stop them. That's the brunt. I think the Knicks do need to adjust one thing and stop playing drop on Tyrese Halliburton. Why you're doing that, I have no idea. I get that Cat was getting fried in the pick and pop, but you're giving Tyrese Halliburton all the space in the world to operate. I just don't think that is a great strategy to win the game.
Yeah,
but also Cat, you gotta be better on defense, bro. He was great offensively. He was terrible defensively.
I think that after Brunson got the 5th foul and he had to sit for a little while, and the Knicks going like a 14-0 run, I was pretty sure the game was over. And then like the Knicks also were in weird foul trouble. Like OG had 5, Cat had 4, Brunson had 5, Hart had 4. Like I think they just have to defend better without fouling. I also think they just made a couple of tough decisions down the stretch. Like OG Anunoby. Well, Jalen Brunson bounce passes it to OG Anunoby. He fumbled it in the air, and then the Knicks. And Tom Thibodeau he challenged an offensive foul on Jalen Brunson in the second quarter, and then they had no more challenges for the rest of the game.
No challenges for the rest of the game.
I hate early game challenges. What is that in the grand scheme of it? I'll give him a little bit of slack because getting your best player his 3rd foul, I respect the challenge, but in the grand scheme of it, save the challenge. It's okay.
But to do that and then not take him out is even crazier. The challenge was unsuccessful. I think that was his 3rd foul, maybe his 4th foul. And they kept him in the game. Even when he had his 5th, they kept him in the game for a little bit. I'm like, if he fouls out, y'all are cooked.
Yeah, he got his 5th foul on this weird TJ McConnell back cut that he could have just gave the layup up, but then he decided to slap TJ McConnell on the arm. It's okay, sure, you get your 5th foul. And he kept it from that point on, from 8 minutes left to overtime. He did not foul again. And I think the Pacers could have done a better job of going at him when he had 5 fouls anyway, but regardless, they won, so it doesn't matter.
In overtime. I saw it in overtime. Tyrese, and they were basically hunting him out. Tyrese and Nembhard.
Tyrese
going back and forth.
The Pacers
and Brunson was kind of
Yeah, he can't really do shit because if you get fouled out, your offense is cooked. And even at the end of the game, the Knicks had a chance to win. Their 2 best players took the shot to tie, and they both missed. And that you just gotta live with that. I think Cat had a really good game on the offensive side of the ball. I think the Pacers do have some Team of Destiny vibes. Teams leading playoff games by 14 plus in the final 2 minutes 45 seconds of the 4th quarter were 994-0, 994-1 now. Since the stat that's been going around is since 1997, 4 teams of 1,702 have won after trailing by at least 7 in the final 50 seconds of the 4th or OT. The Pacers have 3 of those wins. That's crazy. The other one is the 2014 Thunder. But that means it hadn't been done in a decade, and the Pacers did it 3 times in one postseason run. That's fucking insane. And what I don't think people are the unsung hero for the Pacers this entire playoff run for me has been Aaron Nesmith. As quiet as it's kept, I think he's been a top 20 player in the playoffs. He has been pretty insane all playoff series. He's averaging he's putting up 16 and 6 on 54, 54, 90 splits.
So his shooting splits are insane, bro.
He's over 50, 40, 90. When it comes to true shooting percentage, he has the second best true shooting percentage of any player throughout the entire playoffs this year. When it comes to offensive win shares, 9th of any player in the entire playoffs. Defensive win shares, he's 38th. Total win shares, he's 18th. That's above players like Alex Caruso, Evan Mobley, Aaron Gordon, Kawhi Leonard, Rudy Gobert, Pascal Siakam, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Offensive box plus minus, he's 19th. Defensive box plus minus, he's 43rd. In total box plus minus, he's 26th. Like overall, he's been at least a top 25 player in this entire playoff run. And I think coming into this, if you told me name the top 35 players throughout the entire playoffs, Aaron Nesmith is not getting named. So like he has been a revelation for the Pacers this entire postseason run. 30 points on 13 shots, 6 straight threes. He had 20 points in the final 4 minutes and 45 seconds of the game. That's a playoff record in NBA history. He's the only player in NBA history to hit 6 threes in the fourth quarter of a playoff game. Like it was just an unreal game for Aaron Nesmith. That will forever be known as the Aaron Nesmith game. I don't really have that much else to say. I think the Pacers, they made me rethink my Knicks in 7 pick, but I'm going to stand on it. I'm going to stand on the Knicks in 7. I think the Knicks definitely win game 2. It's basically a must win for the Knicks. Like,
they go back to Indy down 0-2, it's over.
That is a must win for the Knicks. They have to win that game. And I think they do. So,
but this is the reason why I picked Knicks in 7, though. I didn't think Indy was any type of slouches. Like they do. Listen, man.
We both said, our gut says the Pacers.
I literally said, like, everything I know about basketball tells me Pacers, and I'm still picking the Knicks because I think the Knicks just there is no explanation, honestly. I have more faith in the Knicks than I do the Pacers. Maybe because one team is named the Knicks and the other is named the Pacers, but the Pacers are a serious team. Like they deserve to be here, bro.
They are.
I can't argue with it.
The next thing we'll talk about is MVP. So Shea wins MVP. He's obviously a Canadian man. So that means that the last USA born MVP was 2017-2018 James Harden. Because after that, we got 2 straight Giannis. He's obviously Greek. We got 2 straight Jokic. He's Serbian. We got an Embiid. We got a Jokic. And then we got a Shea. So we haven't had a USA born MVP since 2017-2018. And so my question to you is, who do we think is the next USA-born MVP? I'm going to give you some options. You can tell me who you think it ends up being. I think the overall favorite is Anthony Edwards. I think that's who, if you had to ask most people, they'd say Ant. But some more options, Cade Cunningham, Jason Tatum, Jalen Brunson, Paolo Banchero, Tyrese Halliburton, Donovan Mitchell, and just to say it, Cooper Flagg. But if you had to pick, who do you think is the next USA-born player to win MVP?
I think the clear answer, like the answer that everybody wants to go for, is Ant. He's probably, now that Jason Tatum is down, the best remaining. Him and Brunson, the 2 best American players, if you want to say. I don't think it'll be Ant. I'm kind of leading like Paolo, maybe. I feel like if the Nuggets make a jump, right, and Paolo comes out and averages 25, 26, 27, and then the Magic are and honestly, it's tough because you're still playing against a Giannis, a Jokic, a Shea. So those guys are always going to be in the conversation.
Luka.
Luka, and you don't know, like, who's the next American player that's gonna be better than all of these guys. I don't know if anybody will be.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we have.
Like, I think the only person that I gave the edge to was like Brunson if they win the chip. But say the Knicks lose this series, I don't think Ant can be better than any of the guys I just named. Not next season, or maybe not the season after that. We don't know how good Cooper Flagg is yet. We know what he can project to be, but I think it is very hard for a guard to win MVP. That's why Shea winning is so monumental, because things like this aren't done often. I believe the last guard to win MVP was James Harden, ironically. And before that, it was Steph. So it's like I talked about, like guards winning or guards making it to the finals is rare. Guards winning MVP is pretty rare. Like I'm thinking Steph, Harden, Steve Nash, Derrick Rose, Allen Iverson. That's about it, brother.
I actually thought that too. And then I went and looked at. So since 2000, we've had 16 different MVPs. Obviously, it's been 25 years. So we've had 16 MVPs in 25 years. Of those 16, 8 of them have been guards, 6 of them have been bigs, and 2 of them have been forwards. So like, I also felt like, damn, it's hard to win MVP as a guard. But then I went through it and I was like, guards have kind of been, other than like this run we've gone on of like Giannis,
but think
Jokic.
about the guys who've won MVP, right? Like Allen Iverson was averaging 32 in an era where you were scoring 80 to 90 points. Oh, I forgot about Kobe. Kobe had to win 60 or 58 games. I think they won somewhere around there. But he was the best two-way player that season.
Yeah.
Look at Derrick Rose. Even though like people talk about his numbers, the Bulls won 60 games.
Yeah.
And then Steph, the first MVP season was kind of like, whoa, we didn't see this coming. And then the second one is one of the greatest MVP seasons we've ever seen. One of the greatest offensive seasons of all time. And same thing with James Harden. James Harden was putting up video game numbers. So that's what I mean when I say like, and same thing with Russ, right? Averaging triple doubles, like that's what.
Same thing with Shea.
So you have to do historic things as a guard to win MVP, because the league is so wing heavy and dominated by bigs and wings. Like I would have said, if Tatum wasn't hurt, I would have said Tatum. I think especially if they felt like they had to go in a different direction with the roster, and you're asking of more from Tatum. Now, granted, it could still be Tatum. Like if Tatum comes back from an Achilles injury and he's averaging 27, 28, and the Celtics are at the top of the East again, you can make a case. But it's just difficult because you're like, the East is weak, the West is stacked, and most of the MVPs that have won outside of Giannis and Jokic have come. I mean, not Jokic, Embiid have come from the Western Conference. Russ, Harden, Jokic, Shea.
I think that
Jokic won it 3 times.
I think
that's the other thing, right?
The Jokic won it 3 times, Giannis won it twice. The only 2 forwards that won it are KD and Bron. And that, which is kind of crazy in itself. And then you have the
Giannis
guards.
is a forward.
I counted Giannis as
he's like a power forward. He's a power forward, so he's a big.
And then obviously,
you mean wings? Like wings?
I guess like Giannis. I was, because we talked about if Giannis is a big or forward the other episode, and we said big. So I'm like, all right, cool. We're gonna count him as a big. If we want to count him as a forward,
we said big or wing.
If we want to count him as a forward, then 3 forwards have won: Giannis, KD, Bron, and 5 bigs have won. So like, regardless, it's still guard dominant. So like, if I'm looking at who the next USA-born MVP will be, I think I'm out on bigs, because our best American big is probably Anthony Davis, and I don't think he's going to get one. He's not going to get one, so that takes the bigs out for me. I want to say Tatum, but I think his case kind of gets ruined by the fact that everyone thinks the Celtics are loaded. He's now going to take a year off, and then it's like, okay, I don't know that we're giving a 28-year-old Tatum an MVP. So for me, I actually say Ant is the easy answer. I say Cade Cunningham. I say Cade ends up being the next MVP, USA-born MVP, because he's a guard. I also think he has the ability to average like a 28, 9, and 7, whereas I don't think Ant has that. Like, I don't think Ant has that in his bag. I think we might see like a 32, 5, and 5 season from Ant, but I don't know that we're getting a super well-rounded season from Ant. And I think they both have the same two-way capabilities. I think it's way easier to be a good team in the East than it is to be a good team in the West. So like a Cade 29 8-7 season on a 58 win Pistons team, I could see, or 55 win Pistons team, I could see that happening. I could, and so easier than I could see Ant in a conference with Luka and Shea and Jokic and Wemby, all competing for wins and playoff spots. I just think for me, Cade is probably the player that I end up picking.
I was between Cade and Tatum. The reason I said Tatum was because is he coming back to a stacked Celtics team? I don't think so.
Probably
I think
not. Yeah.
They probably don't have Drew Holiday. They probably don't have Porzingis. Probably don't have Al Horford. May not have Jalen Green. Derek White may not be there. Like the team might look completely different in 2 years. But this is cute, But let's be honest. The next non-Jokic Giannis MVP is probably going to be Wemby.
Wemby and Luka. Luka got to get one.
I think Luka's MVP window is closed.
You think it's close?
I think it's close to being closed. No, I think it's close to being closed because not because of his play though, or his age, because of public perception. Like that's a part of MVP as well.
I get that, but I think he's got to get one.
He has to, but I feel like he should have had one already.
He should, but if you look, I was looking at this yesterday. Of the last two All NBA first teams, he's the only guy that's been on both that doesn't have a ring or an MVP. And it's damn, it's 5 straight All NBA first teams.
So here's my thing. I feel like if he doesn't say he wins a ring before he wins an MVP, I don't know if he'll ever win an MVP. I think he'll be like how people look at Tatum, like, okay, you got your ring. So once you win a chip, it's kind of like you have to basically do what you did to get your first. A lot of the times guys win an MVP and chip in the same year. And it's all right, to get that next MVP chip thing, you got to do the exact same thing or better. I always use Braun as an example because that's the best example to use from what I've seen. Braun wins a chip in 2012, averages 27, 8 and 6, I believe. Comes back the next year. The Heat win 27 straight games. They win 60 or 58 games or something like that, 60 games. And Braun is shooting 56% from the field and 40% from three. And we're like, holy shit, we didn't think he could be this good. Essentially, Luka's trapped it's just he's in a tough spot. He would have to win soon because he's 26. So he's entering his prime. He doesn't play enough. That's another thing. He doesn't play enough games. He's always hurt. And on top, playing for the Lakers would make it a lot easier for him to win. I think that could be the case for him winning. Just being on TV all the time, people watching you play. MVP is not always the best player or the player with the best stats is gonna win. I don't think we both agree that Jokic is the best player in the league.
Yeah.
It's just a weird, it seems like the qualifications for MVP change every 5 years. 5 years ago, we were arguing, still arguing about the Russ Harden thing, and Giannis is emerging as a 2-time MVP. And then we're arguing why is an MVP not winning in the playoffs? What is the MVP award? Now it's the guy who has the best stats in the league is not MVP, but the perception and the qualifications for MVP changes so often, and then we compare it to history and it just doesn't add up. So Luka is in a tough spot. Luka, Tatum, I would say Giannis from this point out. Giannis is about to be 30, 31, and his teams will probably never be top of conference unless he goes to the West and he goes to a stacked team. Embiid is not winning an MVP again, and then
Shea probably won't win another one again.
Shea could. He
could. I just don't think that this is probably the peak. It's hard to have a better season than the Thunder have. It's hard to have a better season.
So, like I said, so say the Thunder come out next year. Say they win the chip this year. He wins final MVP, all of that. If Shea comes out next year, averages 35, 6 and 6 on the same efficiency, and the Thunder, maybe they don't win 60 whatever games, they win 58. They're still the number 1 seed. That's good. Like, you don't have to.
Yeah,
You don't.
yeah.
You know, like it's when the current MVP comes back. It's what happened with Giannis. Is what happened with Jokic. Like, Giannis came back the next season and ran through the East, and Jokic is the same thing.
That is when like we don't have many back-to-back guard winners. Really, it's just Steph. Like, it's just Steph and Steve Nash. And a lot of people thought Kobe should have got the Steve Nash one. So,
bro, a guy that's team won 30-something games is never winning MVP. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter how much you do for your team. If your team doesn't have 40 wins, they had a losing record and they were the 8th seed. Like, come on, bro. The point that I was gonna make to you before we wrapped it up was all the guards are pretty much one and done. Like, and then a lot of the times, guards that do make it come in second because the guy that wins it is a wing. The only time I remember like 2 guards going at it back and forth was Harden and Russ. Like,
yeah,
or like Harden and Steph. I think Harden was second in one of those MVP. I think the first MVP that Steph won. Yeah. Like, but these, like the wings and the bigs are going back to back, and I'm waiting to see who might be the first one to go 3 back to back to back. But I don't think it'll ever happen because of voter fatigue.
Yeah, and there's just too many good players now. My thing with Luka is that I just think he puts up too like insane of stats
of numbers
to not win one. Like, I'm looking at the top 10 players of all time in career points per game. So like Michael Jordan is 1. He obviously has an MVP. Wilt Chamberlain is 2. Obviously has an MVP. Luka is 3. He doesn't have one. Embiid is 4. MVP. Elgin Baylor 5. MVP. KD 6. MVP. Jerry West 7. MVP. LeBron 8. MVP. Iverson 9. MVP. Bob Pettit 10. MVP. So Luka is the only player in the top 10 of all time points per game that doesn't have an MVP. So like, I just think it's damn near impossible for him to not get one with like the crazy ass numbers he puts up. If I just think he hasn't been on a good enough team yet. Like, granted, I'm a Lakers fan, so like now I am biased, but like if he has a season where he averages 35 and we're a top 2 seed, which in the West is very difficult, like I think that he probably gets it. And I would be mind blown if Luka ended his career without an MVP. Like, I just think that would be crazy to me.
I think it's a possibility just because like and I don't want him to get like the Embiid MVP, the sympathy, like, here nigga, get MVP.
Yeah, take it.
It's just we're in a generation of generational offensive talents. Like, Jokic is maybe the best offensive center of all time. Shea is one of the better offensive guards we've seen in a while. Giannis is one of the best 2-way players of all time. Embiid at his peak was maybe the best all-around center offensively, like in terms of scoring and what he can do in the post and facing up and just spotting up in the corner. Like, it's tough. And Luka has a negative connotation around the way he plays also. So I think
he's also not a 2-way player. It's tough for someone that don't play no defense to get him.
No defense.
You know,
I can't remember the last guy that didn't play deep was Harden. And I think people have come to the point where it's like, bro, if you're not giving both, like, you're giving all your effort on one side of the ball, your team's also not a top 3 seed, and you play 66 games, like you barely hit the threshold, it's just going to be tough for him. And like, I think at his peak, Luka's one of the best talents we've ever seen. Like, he's offensively a great talent. It's a tough situation to be in. We will see. I think he should get one, but who knows? Like, we got guys coming in next few years that might win. Like, the next American to win an MVP might not even be in the league right now.
Yeah. Before we dead the MVP talk, I wanted to ask you a little TikTok vibe. I'm gonna say a player. You tell me, will this player win an MVP in the next 5 years? The twist is it's NFL and NBA. So,
Oh, okay.
number one, Anthony Edwards.
No.
Oh, okay, we're starting off hot.
No.
Joe Burrow.
No.
Okay. Cade Cunningham.
No.
Jaden Daniels.
Yes. I do think he'll get one.
First one on the list, Jaden Daniels MVP. Paolo Banchero.
No. Well, maybe. Like I don't know. I have a bias. I have a bias towards like big wings. I think it's just easier for them to win because of the type of stats they can put up and the impact that big wings have on basketball. So he's in a gray area for me.
Okay.
Like he's a possible.
Justin Herbert.
No, because the Chargers don't really throw the ball like that as of right now. Like if Jim Harbaugh is their coach, I think they'll still emphasize running the ball, which is fine. But Alex Smith never won an MVP playing like that. Kaepernick never won an MVP playing like that, which is it's cool. But you got to put up 40 touchdowns, 5,000 yards to win MVP most of the
time. Luka Doncic.
I'll say yes.
There we go.
I'll say yes.
CJ Stroud.
Possible. AFC is tough, man. AFC is tough. Like, will the Texans ever be the number 1 seed in the AFC? It's possible, but like with CJ Stroud putting up insane numbers, I don't know. I have no
idea.
Probably
not, but he does play in a pretty shit division, so he can just farm wins.
Yeah. Possible. I'll put him in the same category as like Paolo right now.
Okay. Victor Wembanyama.
Yes. Absolutely.
Jalen Hurts.
No. If he didn't win one yet, he's never gonna win one.
Jason Tatum.
No. I don't think so.
Caleb Williams.
In the next 5 years?
Yeah.
How old is he? 23?
I think so.
That division is tough too. Nah.
He is 23.
I gotta see it to believe it. It's a thing where like the Bears been pretty bad for the majority of our lifetime. And the Lions are still a machine. The Packers will always be relevant. And the Vikings are no slouches. So like you gotta and the Vikings are always annoying to the point where like they might win 7-8 games. So I don't know. Like I don't know if the Bears, if they won the division, would ever be good enough, like a high enough seed to where Caleb could win MVP. He might be one of those players where it's like, look at the stats he's putting up, and they're the 4th seed, 5th seed.
Yeah. And the last one, now just to throw you a lob, Jordan Love.
No.
It's the right answer. Okay. And then now we can talk about the last NBA topic. Our Dynasties dead. There's been a lot of talk about this because we are naming our 7th new NBA champion in 7 years, which has never been done before. My thoughts is our Dynasties dead. I think that Dynasties, I don't think we'll ever see a dynasty in the way that we know it again. I think the Thunder win the title this year. I would bet anything that they don't win it next year. I don't think that the Thunder will be a dynasty. I think that teams are just too good, and I think players are just too good. I think if we look back at 4 of the last 5 champions, there was dynasty talk for every single one of them. You talk about the 2020 Lakers. That was the first year LeBron and AD came together. There were 1,000% people like, hey, maybe LeBron and AD are about to just go on this run. And then they got packed and haven't made it back to the final since. The 2021 Bucks, Giannis, 50-point closeout game, Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday. There was talk about who's going to stop this team. Giannis is entering his prime. They haven't made it back to the conference finals. I think everyone kind of knew the 2022 Warriors were like a one-off, so I won't count them. The 2023 Nuggets, 1,000% people were like, that's a dynasty. Jokic, Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., Bruce Brown. Oh my God, Jokic is the best player in the world. KCP haven't made it back to the conference finals. And even last year, the 2024 Celtics, I myself thought they were a dynasty. The incredibly built team. Tatum, Brown, Kristaps, Derek White, Drew Holiday, and yet they got bounced in the second round. And even before Jason Tatum got hurt, they were down. They were about to be down 3-1 to the Knicks, and now Jason Tatum tore his Achilles. So, like, I just think that dynasties are kind of dead in the NBA. I don't think we're going to see one. I think the Thunder are going to win the chip this year, and then next year we're going to come back to this video, and the Thunder will not be in the finals. I just think that that's not what the NBA is seeing nowadays. I think we're in a different level of parity. Players are too good, teams are too good. If the Thunder win the chip next year, then I'll look stupid, but like I'm cool with that. I'm betting that we're seeing an 8th different champion next year. But what do you think?
I don't think dynasties are dead. I think teams have to figure out how they are going to create their next dynasty. So, like, we know dynasties as being, at least in the modern NBA, being a big 3 or really good 2, most of the times a big 3. And then we came to find out that big 3s just really don't work anymore, partially because teams are deeper, teams are better, players are better in general. But I do think if anyone does it's going to be one of these teams that build their teams through the draft. Like, I think about the dynasties that happened way before our time in the 80s, early 90s. All of those teams were built through the draft. Like, the Showtime Lakers were built through the draft and a little bit through free agency because they traded for Kareem or signed Kareem. The Celtics absolutely were built through the draft. The Pistons were built through the draft. The Bulls were built through the draft. The Spurs, I think about the 2000 Spurs. And to be fair, you don't have to win back-to-back titles to be considered a dynasty. Say you win
you don't? I think you do.
No, I don't think you do. If you win, it's about how much you win in a span. So if you, in a 10-year span, you win 4 titles and none of them are back-to-back, but you keep that same core, that's still a dynasty.
I think 4 titles.
Because
I think you got to get a back-to-back to be considered a dynasty. I do. Well, I think even if you win,
the best example of that to me is the Spurs. Like, the Spurs won in '99, right? Then they did go. They did go back. Well, did they go back to back? They went to the finals in back-to-back years. I think they went to the finals twice in 3 years. So they won in '99. Then they went. They never went back-to-back. No, they never went back-to-back. So they won in 2003. They lost to the Lakers in 2004. Then they won in 2005. Then they won in 2007. And then they reiterated that dynasty through Kawhi because Tim Duncan and Manu and Tony Parker were still on there. And they went to the finals in 2013 and won in 2014. And that's a span of, 15 years. And they won 3 and 5
years. Yeah, they won 3 and 5 years. And then they got the 2014 chip.
Well, they won 4. They won 4 in 8 years, bro. Like, if you win 4 titles in 8 years,
yeah, I guess you do have to consider this.
So they won 99, 03, 05, 07. They won three titles, like you said, in the span of 4 or 5 years. That's a dynasty to me. If the Thunder come out next year and they don't win the chip, and then they come out in 2020, what year is it? 2027 and win a chip, and then maybe they don't go back to back and they win in 2029, 3 chips in 5 years. It doesn't matter how it looks, because at the end of the day, you dominated that short span era of whatever it is. I think
the Spurs break the mold for me because
most people don't realize that. Like, you don't really need to go back to back. Granted, all of the dynasties outside of the Spurs that we've seen have gone back to back. The Celtics went back to back in the 80s. Lakers did it in the 80s. The Bulls had 2 3-peats. The bad boy Pistons went back to back. Kobe and Shaq Lakers 3-peat. Kobe and Powell and all of them back to back. Bron and D Wade back to back. So I get it. The Warriors with KD and Steph back to back. So it makes sense, but the NBA is not the same. We're almost 10 years removed from that big 3 dynasty, and the last team to kind of try to do it, and it almost worked, was the Brooklyn Nets, but they just couldn't stay healthy. They had the talent. They just couldn't all stay on the court at the same time.
I think the Spurs 1,000% break the mold. Even in when we take into account like NFL, like the Chiefs, they got their back-to-back. The Pats got their back-to-back. That's really the only couple of dynasties we see, to be honest. The Broncos got their back-to-back. It's like the Niners got a back-to-back.
Like the mid-2000 Steelers.
The Steelers.
Didn't they win
they
like
won
3
They won in 2009 and they won in 2006. So
it's made it. Okay, so they won in 2006 and they won in 2009, but they went back to the Super Bowl in 2010.
Yeah, they went back to Super Bowl and lost to y'all.
Yeah. So it's a conversation. Like it's not, but it's that's the type of thing where like if you do that twice, win 2 in 3 years, make the Super Bowl or the championship, and take like a year break and do the same thing again, that's a dynasty to me.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be back to back.
You need the same core.
You have to keep the same, or you have to at least have the same best player.
Yep, you got to at least have the same best player.
Yeah, like it shouldn't be like the Thunder shouldn't have Shea as their best player if they win the chip this year, and then in 3 years their best player is Jason Tatum and Shea is gone. Like that's not that doesn't count.
Nope.
But to your point, it is definitely harder. But I think a lot of the teams are just embracing the draft. Like we just finished the draft lottery a few weeks ago, and even though they didn't get top 3 picks, the Wizards and the Jazz sounded pretty stoked about the positions they were in to get the guys that they're getting. And a lot of the times, you just got to draft well, man. Like we can talk all day about who's good, who's not, who does this. Just draft the best player.
Yeah. And I feel bad. And people feel bad for like the Wizards and the Jazz. And it's like, yeah, you had these horrible sub 30 win seasons to get the 5th pick. But it's like, yo, that's where you have to scout. You have to be good at your job if you're in an NBA front office. Like there's more than 5 good players in 90% of drafts. You have to get one of them. Simple as that. And if you don't, then you end up being a team that's just forever in this horrible purgatory. But like if you get pick 5, if you get pick 7, like there's usually at least 8, 9 decent players in a draft.
Giannis went after pick 10.
Bro, Tyrese Halliburton was like pick 14. Like, you know, like it happens.
Like I don't want to bring up the Jokic and the Brunsons and the Draymonds and stuff like that, but first round you can find a guy like Devin Booker went 13. Tyrese Maxey went 13. Like you can find guys in the top 15, find guys in the top 20, 25 that'll get you. And not, I think the problem is everybody's looking for the star, right? You just got to find pieces that fit around your team. Like what type of team are you trying to build? The guy
even still, like the number 1 pick thing, like you can find MVPs or like great all NBA first team players without having a top 3, top 4, top 5 pick. Like you can, you just have to be good at your job.
But I'm not gonna lie, if I was an NBA GM and I had the first pick, I'd shit my pants. Because
not in this one, like people aren't gonna blame you for Cooper Flag.
Nah, bro, they're not gonna blame you, but you get fired either way. You pick Cooper Flag and he's trash, you still losing your job. But you probably get fired if you trade out of that first. You probably get fired if you trade out of that first.
You're fucked regardless. But yeah, I mean that's the thoughts on dynasties. We have 2 different opinions, but like, I think we'll see in the next like 4 or 5 years what when the league really starts to take shape and
Yeah.
all these young players start to get into their prime, we'll see what ends up happening.
It's a brand
Yeah.
new era, and a lot of the
It is.
guys that we watch growing up are coming to the end of the road. Like literally, Braun is retiring soon. KD's probably retiring soon. Steph's probably retiring soon. Harden's retiring soon. Kawhi. Uh, so that new era is here. The way basketball's played is here. The new stars are here. Like we can pick out who we can see becoming all NBA players for 5-6 years straight. It should be interesting to see where it goes.
This that was since 2003. The only MVPs are Bron and D
2003.
Rose.
Oh, that
Yeah.
must have been a bronze stat.
Yeah, it's a Bron and D Rose in 2003. But yeah, the last thing that we'll talk about NFL is Tush Push. So your beloved Packers, they proposed to ban the Tush Push.
They actually did it. They actually did it.
Oh wow! What
So
happened?
the way that this works is, the Packers don't have an owner, right?
Yep.
So teams decided to like bring up the ruling and put it behind the Packers name because they don't have anybody to fight for them. It's the president and Matt LaFleur. So Mark Murphy and Matt LaFleur are sitting in there talking with all the other owners, and I don't know how the power works. I think everybody gets an equal vote. But the way it was presented to me through Packers Twitter is that the Packers just didn't have as much control over the vote as people want to think. So this report came out. It says high-ranking front office sources from 4 NFL teams said that they felt Green Bay was used by the league due to their lack of ownership. And that was reported by Diana Rossini.
They threw you out there as a sacrificial lamb, boy.
Yeah, so like, because Matt LaFleur says that they said him and Brian Gutekunst said they do not care about the play. And Matt LaFleur has run it. He ran it 8 times in 2024. So, I mean, and they were successful 100% of the time.
Yeah.
So, it's really, I think the Packers are just the
now you're just getting trolled with 22-10 jokes and all that.
Yeah, it's tough. Hey, we'll see them week 10. It's all right. But the Tush Push in general, I mean, I kind of go back and forth on it. Because part of me, as a competitor, the competitor in me is like, hey, you just got to stop it. And other teams use it, so it's not like it's a exclusive Eagles thing. Like we've seen the Bills use it. I just said the Packers use it. I've seen not the Broncos. The Broncos have used it. The Chargers have used it. I think the only teams that I haven't seen use it are like the Bengals and the Chiefs, because the Chiefs don't want Patrick Mahomes to get hurt. That's cool. But every team with a big quarterback, big athletic quarterback, they've definitely used that play. On the other side of the fence, I'm like, it's kind of a bailout. Like, but then if it works, it works.
Yeah, the thing is, like, if everyone,
I think it inflates a lot of stuff like Jalen Hurts related. And I think that's how we got into the Jalen Hurts is a little overrated, which I still think he is. Granted, I think he's a top 10 quarterback in the league. That's not a debate. But his touchdown stats are extremely inflated. And I wish I could find the tweet from the other day. It was like career rushing touchdowns for Jalen Hurts. And it was like, I'm just throwing random numbers out here, but you'll get the premise.
I saw
25, 30, 15, 8, 16, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, all the way down the
bad ones, yeah.
So from a watchable standpoint, I get it. Like, I don't like watching the Eagles play. I love Saquon. I love AJ Brown. I hate the way the Eagles play, but it works. They won a championship. They've been to 2 Super Bowls in the last 3 years. I can't argue with it. At the same time, I do think until like players actually start getting hurt, it's not going to be an issue. Like, yeah, the D-line has some risk because of the way the O-line uses their leverage, but at the same time, like, it's not a crazy health issue. It's not breaking any rules. It's not giving the other team a unfair advantage. So as long as those 3 don't change, they're not going to change the rule.
Yeah, I think that I probably lean on don't ban it because, like, listen, I don't think the Eagles should be punished for being better at it because, like, everyone, if it gets to 4th and 1, everyone can run it. If you think it's unstoppable and you get to 4th and 1 or you're on the goal line, you run it and
You
see
should
what
try
happens.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, like, and if it's unstoppable for everyone, then maybe we'll revisit. But like the fact that the Eagles do it better than everyone, I think they should not be penalized for it. And like I was looking at the 10 teams that voted to keep it. It was the Eagles, obviously, the Ravens, the Browns, the Lions, the Jags, the Dolphins, the Patriots, the Saints, the Jets, and the Titans. I
The
do find
Bills
it
didn't
funny.
vote to keep it?
Nope, Bills voted to get it out. Seahawks voted to
That's
pack it up.
crazy.
Yeah,
The
Bills voted.
Bills use it a lot.
Yeah, the Bills voted to pack it. And so when you look at those teams, I don't know exactly what stands out. Someone had said that all of those teams, only one of them play the Eagles next year. So like maybe there's not that much at stake for them. Yeah, they don't really care if we ban it or not. The only team that plays the Eagles next year is the Lions. That voted to keep
The Ravens.
it, but
the Ravens don't play them next year?
nope, they're not on the Ravens schedule.
They
So yeah. Overall, and you look at the quarterbacks of those teams, like a lot of them don't even have like big body Russian quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Like the Eagles obviously have Jalen Hurts. The Ravens don't really run it that much with Lamar. The Browns have some conglomeration of Flacco, Shador, Pickett, Gabriel. They're not running it. The Lions have Jared Goff. I don't think he's really running it that much.
They rather throw a pass to him.
Yeah.
They're running it with him.
Yeah. The Jags have Trevor Lawrence. He's a big body, but I don't think that they're running.
He's tall, but he's not physical.
No. The Dolphins, they wouldn't dare run it with Tua.
Might be Tua's last play, bro. Might be Tua's
exactly.
last play.
Drake May, they could run it with. Drake May, the Pats could run it with.
They wouldn't. Robert Kraft would run on that field, bro.
Yeah, he's of that like body type though that they could run it with.
Yeah. I think Bo Nix could do it.
Saints, they not running it with Tyler Shuck and Spencer Rattler.
Hey, maybe Shuck is a big body.
Maybe. The Jets, that's my GOAT could run that play. I'm telling you, he could run that play. Justin Fields could run that tush push. I'm telling you, he can. And then
he is a big body quarterback, though.
Cam Warren and Will Levis, I guess. I don't know. I don't think Cam Warren is built for tush push. So
Will Levis
is, yeah. But yeah, so I think that there's a lot that goes into why teams will like want to and want to not keep it. But overall, it's staying. So we'll continue to see Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley and AJ Brown lined up in the backfield at the 1 yard line, and that just is what it is.
Before we go, I have a question for you. Have you seen the discourse on Travis Hunter's route running?
I have. The discourse on Travis Hunter's route running, the video of him like shadow boxing while BTJ is just standing there. People are like, he not taking it serious. Like, bro, come on. Who cares? Like, I think people have compared it to like, oh, this is like when they said Jamar couldn't catch the college footballs. I think it's a little bit more serious than that. Like, I don't think Travis is this incredible route runner, but like, I think it takes work, you know? Like, it's not, he's a rookie. That's like, you pick out one rep from an entire hours-long practice and be like, he can't run around.
He can't run around. Look at him.
Let's see the other 60 he ran.
But here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing. I don't care how the route looks. Did you get open? That's all that matters, bro. That's all that matters. Did you get open? Did you make a play? Because there's a clip of Travis Hunter catching a pass from Trevor Lawrence and gone. I don't know what it was, but he ran up the sideline gone, bro. Best athlete on the field. It's clear as day. To me, it's just trying to find some conversation for the offseason. We're bored. There's nothing going on in the NFL right now. It's post-draft, rookie mini camp, training camp's coming up fairly soon. You got dynasty players trying to figure out what the rookies are doing. Who do I draft on my team? And to be honest, it's very simple. We're not going to know what Travis Hunter looks like because he's running routes against air. We're not going to know till training camp. And even then, training camp reps are not real NFL reps. They're practice reps. Preseason reps are not real NFL reps. They are preseason reps. We don't even know who's going to be throwing him the ball in the preseason.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't need you to run these amazing routes. Like, ESPN has this like open score, right? Like, it tells you how open you are on routes. I just want to say Malik Neighbors, let it. Cool. But number 4 was Dontavion Wicks. Number 5 was Josh Downs. They run beautiful routes. They don't catch the ball enough for me. Number 9
you know who's the guy that
Mitchell.
Ran?
Come on.
You know who's the guy that ran beautiful routes that is no longer in the NFL? Hunter Renfrow.
He is in the NFL.
Hunter Renfrow is a damn good route runner, but he's just not that good of a football player.
I think he unretired.
Unretired?
He might not make the team, but he's in their training camp.
He is on the Panthers.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. He might not make the team though. I saw a video. Someone posted a video of one of his routes, and they were like, "Yeah, go get out the league again." So I don't think.
Oh, he sounded like a month ago. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think he's gonna make the team, but yeah, bro. The route thing is it's overblown.
It's nuts. I just want to know if you can get open, bro.
I just want to know.
And I don't
care
how it looks.
Get yards, score touchdowns. I don't care how you do it.
How are you producing for the offense?
Yeah,
they may not even, bro. Travis Hunter is a weapon to me. Like, I think he'll be a good receiver, but they can send him on a jet sweep for 75 yards and a touchdown. That's how great an athlete he is.
Justin Jefferson was 31st in open score, and he's the best.
What does that mean? But like, what does that mean?
Yeah, like what does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. All these like, oh, can you create separation? Apparently, Justin Jefferson can't get open. So apparently,
this is Matt Harmon's fault, bro.
The 31st best receiver at getting open, and what does it matter? Who gives a fuck?
All the football fans watching reception perception and looking at the green arrows, talking about the routes he can run, the routes he can't run. Like, and honestly, there's proof to back it up. So I'm not even ragging on Matt Harmon. I love his content, but like, I also look at like Justin Jefferson when he came into the league. He wasn't even looked at as the best receiver in his class.
No.
They were talking about Henry Ruggs, and was that the Henry Ruggs Jalen Waddle CD? So. Was that all the same? Jalen. They were talking about Henry Ruggs and Jalen Waddle. CD Lamb was considered the best receiver in that class coming into the league, which is fine because CD Lamb was unbelievable at Oklahoma. Everybody was so focused on Jamar, they were like, Justin Jefferson is cool, and now Justin Jefferson is probably the best receiver in the league, if not 1A, 1B.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. It just doesn't matter. It irks my nerves, bro. I can't stand it,
bro. It's not like it. There's a lot that goes into being a good receiver. Even if Travis Hunter is a below average route runner, there's a lot of other things that go into being a good receiver that if he's above average at, he will excel in the NFL. And like he will. And granted, we don't even know if he's a bad route runner because that was one cherry picked route. So we'll see. Yeah. Overall, I think the people looking at that clip saying, He's not generational. He's horrible. He's not a right receiver. Are fucking insane. So yeah.
And then they compared it to the Ted McMillan side by side. Nasty. And I think Ted is also gonna be good. I think he's gonna be solid. Oh. You're not high on Ted, but I think he'll be good.
I think he'll be good. I've become more high.
At least if he's not a star, I think he's good for Bryce Young, and that's the most important part.
I've grown on Ted as the draft process is going along. I'll be honest. I think he'll be pretty good.
Did I tell you in the other Dynasty League? There's one that you're not in. Is Justice in that one? I traded the 102 for Tet. Basically, Tet and
Ted Justice. He was fiending to get Tet from me.
He was like, yo, let me get the 102. I said, all right, bet. And he's like, I give you the 105 and Jordan Addison. I was like, all right, bet. I didn't want Travis Hunter on too many of my teams. I feel like that's bad luck. So
I feel like
I
took Tet in that other Dynasty league. I took Tet in that other league we're in, and he was like, let me get Tet. I said,
that one I almost won by accident. So I had like the 11th pick, And I
My
traded
team
it.
is nice in there now. This offseason, I was locked in. My team is nice in that league.
I traded the 111 for Rashee Rice, so hopefully he gets his life back on track and gets out there on the field.
I traded Jahmyr Gibbs for Breece Hall, Lamar Jackson, and Ken Walker. So hey,
I wouldn't do that.
If that you wouldn't do that, that's crazy. I think I
in a one quarterback league.
Yeah, my QB was fucking CJ Stroud. He was putting up 15.
That's fine.
No, it's not. Give me Lamar, boy. Lamar's.
I'm gonna go look at the rest of your team.
The QB3. Yeah, my team in that league is elite. Now I kind of low key need receivers, but that's why I took that. But yeah. So and then Justice traded Gibbs, I think. So it doesn't even matter.
Okay. Two people trading Gibbs, insane. But
yeah, well, that is the end of our episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to Run It Up Podcast everywhere that podcasts are. Leave a 5-star rating and review. Find us on Twitter at Run It Up Podcast. Find us on TikTok at The Run It Up Podcast. Find me on Twitter at Najee _. Jalaal on Twitter at JSandy45. And I hope you guys have a litty day, a litty night, a litty life. And just like we do on every episode of this pod, make sure y'all go run it up.
Run it up.